The last alarm. The men and women of today's fire service are confronted with a more dangerous work environment than ever before. We are forced to continually change our strategies and our tactics to accomplish our task. Our methods may change, but our goals remain the same as they were in the past: to save lives and protect property, and sometimes at a terrible cost. This is what we do. This is our chosen profession. And this is in the tradition of firefighters. The fire service of today is ever-changing, but it is steeped in traditions over 200 years old. One such tradition is the ringing of the bell. In the past, as firefighters began their tour of duty, it was the bell that signaled the beginning of that day's shift. Throughout the day and night, each alarm was sounded by a bell, which summoned these brave souls to fight fires and to place their lives in jeopardy for the good of their fellow citizens. And when the fire was out and the alarm had come to an end, it was the bell that signaled to all the completion of that call. When a firefighter died, paying the supreme sacrifice, it was the mournful toll of the bell that solemnly announced a comrade's passing. We utilize these traditions as symbols, which reflect honor and respect for those who have given so much and who have served so well. To symbolize the devotion that these brave souls had for their duty, a special signal of 3 rings was adopted from the Roman times. These 3 tolls represent the end of our comrades' duty and their tour complete, and they will be returning to quarters. And so those who have selfishly dedicated their lives to serving others, their tasks complete, their duties done, we sound the bell to our comrades, their last alarm. They are finally going home.
Send. Blue.
That's okay, you keep getting in front of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today for 2 reasons. First is to clear up misinformation circulating about New Orleans firefighters, and most of all, pay tribute to our 111 firefighters who have fallen, one of whom we lost just the past few weeks. The headstones you see behind me pay tribute to firefighters who risk their lives on a daily basis to keep you safe, and your family safe, and your city safe. They were fathers, brothers, uncles, sons, and loved ones. They worked long, hard hours and never saw a full paycheck. For decades, their paychecks were short every week. Now imagine if your employer shorted your check each week for decades. Would you still show up for work? These firefighters did. Just stop and think about that for 1 minute. To continue to work a job every day for decades, knowing you aren't being paid what you have really earned. So why did they do it? Because they loved what they did. They loved firefighting, and they had real pride in protecting the people and the city that they loved. But what they didn't love was what firefighters today still don't love, is the battle with the city administrators. We want to fight fires. We don't want to fight City Hall or city administrations. But we have battled, and we will continue to battle for what is right. What is right for our fallen firefighters and their families. What is right for our courageous firefighters who show up each and every day, risking their lives so that you and your families can be safe. Now, I want to bring out a man, someone you all know very well. But what you don't know about him, this former Superintendent Charles Perry, is that his brother is one of the men represented by these tombstones behind me. His brother Randy, who was a father, who was a firefighter, a family man, and Randy went to his grave, never having received a cent of the back wages he earned. And we aren't talking about just back wages owed to him. We're talking about wages Randy earned. Wages he never saw. Wages his family never saw. And still to this day have not seen. I give you now former New Orleans Superintendent Chet Perry.
I really miss you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss you every day. But Nick has asked me to say a few words about the fallen firefighters behind me. I've never really liked the term firefighter because it speaks so little to what these men and women mean. Fighting fires is about that much of their jobs. That's not what makes them a hero. I want to talk about my personal hero, and he was my hero since I was a young kid. I want to talk about District Chief Randy Perry. We lost our father when Randy was 10 years old, and he took his 5-year-old brother under his wing. He tried to raise him. He tried to be a role model to me, and he did a good job of it. When I had a tumor at 10 years old, he was the one who carried me to my grandmother's house on Christmas morning, the day I got out of the hospital. He wrapped me up in a blanket. He carried me in the cold and the rain so I wouldn't miss Christmas. That's the kind of person Randy was. When our mother got cancer, he was a young man in his early 20s. He took care of our mother for 2 years, and then when she passed away, he took me in so I could finish my education. And a month later, our grandmother had a heart attack. He took her in also. That's the kind of man Randy was. I wanted to be like him. I followed him into the fire service. I used to listen to him on the radio. I talked to the people that served under him. And I want to be like him. I want to imitate him. I want to be an officer like he was. It took me a while to figure out what his secret was, but his secret was that he really cared about the men and women that served under him. He cared about the people of the city of New Orleans that he was protecting, and he took it hard every time they were unsuccessful. Now, Randy had to retire at an early age. He retired after 34 years of service on the fire department. The last time I talked to Randy was the day before he passed away. He had gone to a retired fireman's dinner 2 days before, and that's all he could talk about, was all the friends he had seen, the captains he had worked for, all the people he grew up with in the fire service. Randy was 57 years old. He needed an oxygen bottle to help him breathe, and he wouldn't have changed a day on the fire department. He loved the fire department. He passed away the next day, and he would have been a fireman again if he could have been. Now, dedication, sacrifice like that should be rewarded. It should be applauded. It should be something that kids look up to. It shouldn't be something that's abused and taken advantage of. All I want for Randy, and all I want for Randy's wife and 3 kids, is justice, is to give him what he deserves. All I want for these firefighters behind me is justice, is proper, safe equipment, newer fire engines, things that will keep them safe, so I or the next superintendent or no one will have to go tell a mom, a wife, a child that their loved one won't be coming home. It's simple things. All they need is proper staffing. All I want is the same staffing that is done all across America, that every fire service in America says is proper. 4 people in the apparatus for their protection. This is all they want. They don't want anything extra. They don't want a reward. They just want what's due them. I'd just like to end the way I end my day every night. Say, God bless America, and God bless and keep these firemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Chet. You may not know this, but there is something firefighters do more often than fight fires. When you dial 911 for a medical emergency, firefighters more often than not will be the first ones at your door. We get there and we stabilize you before EMS arrives. And EMS will even tell you that firefighters' quick response and medical attention is key in saving lives. Right now, I want to introduce you to another gentleman who credits firefighters with doing just that, saving his life. Please welcome Bob Clavalier. Bob, step up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bob Clavier. They call me Caveman. It's a nickname. I grew up in Irish Channel, and I live in Lakeview. I'm married 33 years to my lovely wife right there, Jean. I have 2 sons, one 29, one 20. Both of them attended Jesuit, but the youngest one was going to Jesuit at the time. I'll tell you the story, what happened. I'm gonna tell you the story. This is what happened to me at home. I was at home watching TV, sitting in the chair watching the football game. And what happened was, my son, who was attending Jesuit at the time, come shoot me and goes, "Dad, you're snoring real loud." And I said, "Kevin," I said, I looked at him. Now this is what they told me. I don't remember none of this. You know, this is what my family told me. He says, "Kevin," he goes, "Dad, you're snoring real loud." So when he came over to shoot me, my head turned the other way, and my eyes went funny, you know, like I was already dead. So he called my wife. Everybody was home at the time. My wife came over there and she checked my pulse, no pulse. And she goes, "Kevin," And he said, "Mom, I'm going to the firehouse right now." We live in Lakeview, about a half a block from Firehouse 18, which is Harrison and Memphis Street. He ran over there real quick, as fast as he could. All the firemen were sitting outside at the time. They came running over there and they got the paddles. They hit me 4 times with the paddle. That was his true story. They hit me 4 times. They tried to shot me to get me back. I was already dead. I was 4 minutes dead. So they finally, one of the firemen said, "Oh, we got a pulse." And everybody was all crying. Everybody was all happy because they saved my life. Anyway, the ambulance, my oldest one, Corey, called 911 already. When the ambulance showed up, the firemen already recovered me already. You know, they got a pulse. They put me in ambulance. I went to the hospital. This happened at 7:30 at night. 10:30, I woke up in the hospital. Don't know how I got there or nothing. Okay, I was already, you know, I was in the hospital, and I woke up and I had a vision. Okay, on my right hand side. I can't tell you the story. It's personal. Okay, but my wife's sitting on the left hand side, and I saw a vision on the right hand side. Anyway, when I did wake up, I saw a white cloud and lighting going through, no more than about 2 seconds when I woke up in the hospital. And then the doctor came in and he goes, "Mr. Clavey, how you feeling?" I said, "Doc, I feel all right, you know." I said, "I'm ready to go home." He goes, "No, you're one lucky man. 8 out of 100 people survive what I have. Only 8. And my brother, number 31, he's in the sky right now. Y'all know who it is. Yeah, I think he had the same thing I had. Anyway, to make the story short, these firemen saved my life, okay? And all these firemen, they are dedicated. They are, I owe my life. I mean, anyway, if it wasn't for these firemen right now, I wouldn't see my son graduate from Jesuit. I wouldn't see my son get married May the 2nd. Just got married May the 2nd. I missed all that. I mean, I would have missed all that. Birthday parties, graduations, my son getting married and everything. So, you know, I owe these firemen in my life, I really do. And they brought me back from the dead. And if you don't believe me, it's a true story. I got 8 people to back me up. And I want to dedicate this to New Orleans Fire Department for when you need them, they are there. I mean, they respond, you know, within a minute. Not even a minute. They there. And my family and I are extremely grateful to the New Orleans Fire Department. Without them, I wouldn't be here today telling you this story. And God bless these firemen. I think they deserve whatever, you know, whatever they want. I think they should get it. I really do. And they saved my life. And God bless y'all, and thank y'all for letting me come up here and talk. And let's give applause to these guys. Come on. These guys deserve it, I tell you. I love these guys. Hey, these are, I don't know half of them. I know some of them, but these are all my brothers. My brothers. That's what I call my brothers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Do you know that on a good day, the New Orleans Fire Department is 33% understaffed? Every day, your safety and ours is at risk because we don't have 4 firefighters on every truck. Very simply put, fewer firefighters per truck result in 40% decrease in overall efficiency, which leads to a greater risk of injury and loss of life and property. So, did you know that the average age of our fire trucks is 10 years old? The reserve fire trucks that replace them are more than 15 years old. Our fire trucks break down on a daily basis, and the trucks are unsafe, unreliable, and neglected. Did you know that since Hurricane Katrina, off-duty firefighters, with the assistance from the Leary Foundation and many volunteers, have been the ones to repair and rebuild your city's firehouses? Did you know firefighters are still in need of repair, yet millions of dollars of FEMA money for damaged and destroyed firehouses remains unspent? Did you know that the number of firefighters leaving the department has drastically increased in recent years because of these issues, and that makes your city less safe? Did you know that all of these issues can be resolved without bankrupting the city or without depleting city resources? But despite all of this, we have continued as firefighters to act in good faith. We honor our commitment, our loyalty, our dedication to protect the people and the property of this city that we love. This is what we signed up for. This is what we do every day. But we are tired. Oh, we're so very, very tired. Not tired of fires. Not tired of responding to life-threatening calls. Not tired of serving our community. But we're tired of the political maneuvering. We're tired of the manipulation. We're tired of our backs breaking under the weight carrying city government. We're tired of battling city administration. All we are asking is to just let us concentrate on what we do and do our jobs. And that's what we're best at. New Orleans firefighters are on time, every time, and it's time. It's time firefighters should be paid what every court, including the Louisiana Supreme Court, has ruled legally theirs. It's time New Orleans firefighters start earning wages that reflect their high level of skill and professionalism. They are the best trained, most experienced, battle-tested firefighters anywhere. And above average firefighters don't deserve below average pay. It's time. It's time firefighters be sufficiently staffed across all fire stations to more effectively protect you, the citizen. It's time unsafe, unreliable, neglected fire trucks be replaced. It's time, City Hall, stop the political maneuvering. It's time. Thank you. Questions from anyone?
The rain's coming.
Although I think you're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. And we really appreciate everyone coming out. These are our issues. It makes a really great deal. Look like Mother Nature is going to be calling. And yeah, it's time. It is time. So thank you very much for you all, and we'll be available as long as this lasts. And thank all the brothers and sisters of the New Orleans Fire Department.
Time to screw out there. I see one of the reporters over there filming up that way. Well, I filmed up that way too, but I'll look at it
He
later.
stood there for a long time looking at that. I bet.
Hi.
My name is Jennifer.